Hello and welcome to Truly Ludi. Today we're going to talk about something that I actually really love to talk about. Oh, let's talk about one thing first. My natural hair. Yeah, I did some braiding thing going on and it turned out to this. I am so proud of myself, because your natural hair sometimes it turns out great, it turns out not great. Anyways, we're not going to talk about this because that's not what we do on this channel. So today we're going to talk about something that I really love to talk about, which are savings account. And today we're going to be very specific. We're going to talk about something called high yield savings account. You might ask yourself, what are those? So a high yield savings account is a savings account that gives you 20 to 20 times the national average. You're asking yourself, what does that mean? Why do you need one? You already have one in your bank. You probably bank with Chase and you have a checking account and you already have a savings account. Why do you need something else? Because nowadays we have something called the internet. It allows us to open bank account easily online in 15 minutes on banks where we don't even know what the location is. And because of that, there's a competition between these banks. So the savings rate have skyrocketed. And a new category is born, which are the high yield savings account. So in easy term, I'm going to explain to you what does a high yield savings account do. And your normal savings account, let's say you have $6,000. Over the course of a year, you only have $6 in return, which is 0.1%. In a high yield savings account, let's say you have $6,000 in it. So over the course of a year, you have a return of $120. Let's say you leave that $6,000 or you add more to that money. It grows. So the highest percentage is 2%. And we're going to talk about different banks that gives different percentage. One thing about it, how do you get to your money? You put it in your money in some online savings account. How do you get it? How do you get it? The way you get it is because nowadays we have Zelle and other things that allow you to transfer money so easily. Electronic transfer between institutions has become very speedy. So you can get your money very easily by transferring from that online savings account to your actual checking account or to any account that you could easily use. The main important thing is the savings account that are high yield that generates much more than the savings account you actually have now. That's the main focus. That's the important thing. So another question you might ask yourself, how do I make sure that my money is protected? Because that's something that is really important to a lot of us, that we make sure our money is protected. And if for some reason this bank decide poof, they want to disappear or there's a crash. So how do I make sure that my money still exists? So your money, the thing is, when you're opening these banks account, you have to make sure there are two things. They're FDIC. They're part of the FDIC or they're also part of the NCUA. The FDIC stands for Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, and NCUA is National Credit Union Association. So when you're considering opening an account in whatever online high yield savings account, you have to simply check if it's a FDIC member or NCUA member. What do you do with your high yield savings account? So this is a personal question. What do you do with it? Some people, they have a high yield savings account because in 5 years they want to purchase a home and they don't want to put it in an investment account where the money fluctuates. They want to put it somewhere that they know the money is there and it's generating something. So it could be for that. Some people use their high yield savings account for emergency. Personally, one of them is used for that kind of stuff, large purchases that I want to make in the future, and one of them is used for emergency fund. If I have an emergency tomorrow, I will use that specific high yield savings account. And if there's no emergency, the money just stays in there. Over the course of a year, you acquire 1.6 to 2% high APY based on whatever bank you're using. So it's one question people might ask, so why the hell do I have multiple savings account? Because you want to get the best, you want to get a bang for your buck. If some different places are offering different great things and you're able to get different great things and you're able to budget yourself in order for you to get it, I say why not, right? And you could have different goals for different savings account and there's nothing wrong with that. So, okay, now we're going to talk about very specific. So what to look for when you're opening a high yield savings account? What is it that you're looking for to make sure that each of them have? One thing you look for is the interest rate. What is the interest rate and how much interest does the account currently pay? Like there's different one that starts with 1.5, there's 1.7, there's 1.6, there's 1.8, and so on. The highest is 2%. 2%. For now, the highest that I've seen is 1.95%. So another thing you look for, what is the required initial deposit? Some bank, in order for you to have that savings account, you probably need to deposit $1,000. Some you have to, there's no deposit, and some of them you have to deposit, like I saw 25,000. Yeah, that was pretty much. And their minimum balance requires. Some of them requires a minimum. Yes, you can open the account, but there's an amount that has to be in that account. And also there's different fee. One fee is like on the savings account, you're only allowed to approximately 6 transactions. If you go above that transaction, there's a fee that you pay. And some of them too, in order to transfer your money out to an external bank, you actually have to pay a fee as well. These are the things that you need to keep in mind when opening a high yield savings account. Another thing to think about is does this bank have link to other banks to allow easy deposit, to allow you to like less restriction and for you to move your money easily? And another thing, accessing your money. Does this bank have ATM different places? Do they offer free ATM in different area and ways for you to withdraw your fund? And also deposit option. Do they allow you to deposit through checks, smartphone, using electronic wire transfer, or can you go to an ATM machine and deposit your money? So how do you open a high yield savings account? It's very easy. You need a driver license, your social security, and information from your primary bank or somewhere that you have money that can be transferred to that account. And also a little bit of research from you to know which high yield savings account you want to open. How can you find it? There's different ways. There's a lot of high yield savings account bank in the US. So this is really like a personal thing where you actually have to do the research to find where exactly you want to bank. I'm going to give you a list of 11 banks that are high yield savings account, and you could choose from them or not and do your own research to find like other ones. So number one, actually the number one should be the one with the highest APY. So it will be Vero savings account. It's an online savings account. The second one is Nationwide My Savings. It offers 1.9%. Also, you have Citizen Access Online Savings. It offers 1.85%. And CIBC USA Agility Savings, 1.85 as well. And the rest is 1.7. So it's American Express National Bank Personal Savings, Discover Savings, Goldman & Sachs Bank USA Online Saving, and you have Barclays Online Saving. You have your Capital One 360 Performance Saving. You have your 1.6, which is Radius Banks, and you have your Alliant Credit Union 1.65. I totally forgot I didn't put it here. Is Ally Bank has also a high yield savings account, so that makes it 12, I think. We'll see. So now that you have your money in the account, so what else? What do you do with? So do you start shopping? Do you start like what do you do? So when you have your money in the account, another thing is with these savings account, their rate fluctuates. So you actually have to keep in touch with like the bank to see what's happening with your APY and how are the fee, and like whether or not there's a minimum deposit that just got started, like if they change any rules. So you actually have to pay attention to these things. So is there a catch? No, there's no catch, but the only thing is expected fluctuation in the interest rate, like I previously said. So out of all my presentations, so what is the main important thing? High yield savings account gives you 20 to 25 times higher than the national average. Bingo! You are able to open it when a bank that you already have your account in if they offer it, but there's a lot of them online where you could just do it with just a click of a button. And because electronic transfer are easy, it's easier for you to transfer your money from your high yield savings account to your checkings account. And another thing, has you considered the high yield savings account range? There's a different thing that you need to keep in mind when you're opening it. Is there an initial deposit? What are the fees there? What is the minimum balance? And any other fees that comes with the account? And the most important thing, what is the interest rate? what is the APY that they offer. So I hope this was interesting to you, because it was interesting for me to learn. So I will leave some link in the description where you could actually do some more research and read as well. And if you have any question, feel free to put them in the comment. I am not an expert, I'm just learning, and as I learn, you learn too. So thank you, subscribe, share the channel, and continue to your financial freedom journey.